too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Oh, it's stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
Wants to back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it, comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh,
Wow.
he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Denaclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out. What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what?
Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what?
Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
68-03 in the pit last night. The season ends at a 22-12 mark after a 14-0 start. So that means they went 8-12 down the stretch. A terrific start, a good year, a good bounce back, but just a bummer of a finish in the pit last night. Utah Valley. I sat here yesterday. It's funny. My daughter said, "Dad, I was listening to you on the way to work." When there's not good music on, then she'll tune in our show, and she was repeating to me. She says, "You know," we were talking about the game. She's like, "Global fans better not just look past this Utah Valley team, Dad. Just because they don't know about them doesn't mean they're not good." And I'm like, "Whoa!" I said that this morning. I know I was listening to you. I told you that yesterday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Just a bummer of a way to end because they got blued out of their own build. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. Absolutely. It was really the first game all season where people are questioning the effort. I got that a lot last night.
I did too.
In the mentions about watching this team play. It's not just, they're struggling defensively. We knew that part of the story because that was who they were this season. But a lot of people were pointing out effort, and they didn't feel the team was bringing it to that extent. And I think that's a huge problem. If you have to ask your team if you want to play in the NIT, who are you to not show up to this game?
Who are you to not show up? So, we had a brief conversation about North Carolina opting out, right? We had, and who are they to not play? Who are they to say that the NIT is below us? We're North Carolina. We played in the national championship game last year. Who are well, Should it be? You ask the players if they want to play. Are they going to be honest with you? I mean, Jamal Mashburn and KJ Jenkins took the podium on Thursday night in Las Vegas and said, I'll play right now. We're ready to go. Jalen House said, yep, we're ready to go. We want to play again. Josiah Alec wanted to get that bad taste out of his mouth. I mean, I think if you'd have asked the players, don't you think they'd have told you they want to play?
Absolutely.
All right.
So I don't think that was the total case, but there was it's one of those ones, there's enough smoke that it has to be addressed. If so many people are bringing it up, if that's something you're getting, that's something I'm getting, that's out there on the social media, people are talking about that after the game when they're walking down the building.
So
that's a bad place to be.
I'll tell you this, and that's the easiest place for fans to go, right? When your team gets beat convincingly, when your team gets beat convincingly in their own building, and I think the biggest factor here, when your team gets beat convincingly in their own building by a team that you don't think should beat you, and this, I'm going to go back to this whole thing that I was on yesterday. Lobo fan doesn't know who Utah Valley is. That's some team in the WAC that the Aggies beat up on. They're below us, right? And so I think that factors in. Look, I don't know if it was effort or not. I know they got run out of their building. I know that Jamal Mashburn had his worst shooting night ever, and I will sit here and tell you he was 1 for 14, and I watched that young man. I know that young man a little. Do you think he was 1 for 14 because of lack of effort?
I don't.
I don't either. And so your point is real because so many people are asking about effort, and I think it's the first place to go, and it's obvious and it's easy and it's well, did they even want to be there? And okay, but I don't know, man. Jalen House played hard. He had 4 steals. Morris Udeze had a triple-double last night. He was an absolute man. Like, he had 19 freaking rebounds last night to go with 18 points. Do you think he was lack of effort? He was playing up against a big shot blocker. I don't think Mashburn was 1 for 14 because he didn't play hard. So I think it's easy. Sometimes the other guys will beat you. And by the way, can we give a little credit before we just completely rip the Lobos apart to Utah Valley for playing well?
Absolutely. It's one that coming into it, if you read anything that was written, if you looked at the numbers, it was Utah Valley is very good at the rim, and that's where the Lobos want to play the game.
Yeah, they were really good at the rim last night, and they were really good on the perimeter. And, oh, by the way, for the third time in the last 3 games, the dude went for 30 on you. Another guy went for 30-plus. Justin Harmon had a career-high 32 points, 13 for 20 shooting. They shot as a team, over 47% overall. Dude was spectacular. So let's just address the issues here. Was it effort? I don't know, man. Like they'll tell you. One thing you can't judge. Craig Neal once said, "I can't coach effort." It's very hard. Sometimes you can tell. And some of you are going to call today, and the number's 505-246-0610. Area code 505-246-0610. Some of you are going to call in or text in at that same number or send emails at Jeff at 610. Or what am I? Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And you'll tell us it was effort. And maybe it is. Like, I can't sit here and watch a team that played hard all year, that Jalen House played the defense the way he played. Morris Udeze went out and got 18 points and 19 rebounds. Mash, I know that kid plays hard every night. Do you think it was all effort? I mean, is it possible Utah Valley was just better than them last night?
It is absolutely possible.
That's right.
We've seen who this team is. We understand who they are offensively and defensively. And the way that they're constructed this season, they've had some incredible moments.
No.
But they're also a team that doesn't have good shooters. They're a team that, as Rick Pitino said last night, struggles to pass. And so if you want to play the inside game and that's all you got against Utah Valley, it's not going to be a good night.
What was his first? I saw you retweet it, and I heard it on the radio on the post-game show. And then I saw you tweet it. Did he say the weight of the world was on us?
Yes.
What did that mean?
I thought it was interesting, kind of him pointing out, did they feel the pressure to perform in the postseason? Well, yes, there is pressure to perform.
Well, everybody feels that, right? Vanderbilt's feeling it. San Diego State feels it tonight. Nevada sure as hell got crushed by it last night. Ooh, by the way. Yeah, everybody.
Nevada out there trying to dodge all those tweets from the last 4 teams out, and it's not working for them.
It was a bad night for the Mountain West last night. Nevada got beat in the first 4 by Arizona State. And you want to talk about run off the court, 98-73, and it wasn't that close. But it's a bad night for the Mountain West. But, doesn't everybody have pressure? Like what did Richard mean, you think, by we have the weight of the world on us? I listened to that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's always pressure to win, I imagine, right? And especially Richard's made it clear, and I love him for it. He wants to be in a basketball town. Like, his name's going to come up for jobs still. Like, if Providence comes open, don't you think he comes up? His wife went to school there. Didn't he go to school? No, he didn't go. Maybe he did. But, if Providence comes open, if that coach goes to Georgetown and that's open, don't you think his name comes up for that? Like, there's going to be jobs, right? He wants to go to a basketball school. Well, going to a basketball school, there's always a little pressure to win, isn't there? Hell, going to a football school. Give me the biggest football school, and like Alabama. There's pressure to win now at Alabama, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that one was a little odd. I'm not sure I understood it. But we're going to go through it today, man. It was a good season that had a crash landing. That now what? And now that you're going to be asking, all right, who's going and who's leaving? And Richard said in the postgame, guys are going to leave, guys are going to come. It's just the nature of college basketball. Who's transferring out, and we can have those conversations, and I'll let you know what I've been hearing. I don't know that I know anything, but I've been hearing quite a bit. We'll go through what the roster construction is going to be. Talked about needing somebody at the rim, somebody big, right? Morris Udeze's gone. You need somebody long on the perimeter who can defend. Transfer portal for that. Is Donovan Dent staying? Is Javonte Johnson staying? Is KJ Jenkins coming back? Mashburn, House, Alec. You got a ton of question marks around this team. JJ, we're going to hear effort. I don't know. Can you have a bad game? Can it be as simple as that like shots don't fall? And you shoot 28 for 69 from the field? Can it be that simple? Because it can. By the way, Utah Valley was pretty good.
It's the same story, too. Big, strong guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about Justin Harmon? 32 points. Dude was legit. And we told you going in, they had 2 all-district guys going in. And the big guy was terrific. And he was everywhere. And they had their issue. And Woodbury's dunk, by the way, down the lane. Going over 2 dudes, it was something. All right, we'll hear from you today at 505-246-0610. Lobo season's over. 83-69 is the number against Utah Valley at the Pit, first round of the NIT. NCAA tournament starts in earnest today. And all the games are right here on the Sports Animal. 10 o'clock is when the coverage will start from Westwood 1. Nevada from the Mountain West loses last night. They got run out of the building by Arizona State, 98-73. Really, really rough night for the Mountain West. And they're already starting to take it on the social media, and I know you've seen it. So we'll go through what happened in Nevada last night. But obviously, we're going to talk the big story yesterday. And when we return, Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Jet. Aaron Rodgers is not a Jet yet. So what will it take, and what is it worth? We'll tell you when we return on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
No one in the wrestling business has experienced the trials and tribulations, along with redemptions and long...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes.
Pat McAfee's YouTube show was very, very, very widely watched yesterday. All the reporters were watching as well, where Aaron Rodgers was going to and did break the story that he wants to be a Jet. Called out Diana Rossini and told Adam Schefter to lose his number and did it in his way. And you know who was going to control that message. He wants to be a Jet. But you know what? He's not. He's not a Jet yet. They got to make a deal. What's it worth? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Bucking get in today, 505-246-0610. All right, so we sat here yesterday. You weren't as convinced as I was, but that's how this was going to go. But, I mean, you weren't surprised, right, that he went on Pat McAfee and did it in his way and you know, put the blame on the Packers and said that they didn't live up to their end of the deal. And I knew kind of, you know, when I was walking out of there, that was my last time as a Packer, and I bleep and love that city, and I love that organization, and I'm always going to have love for that organization. But the fact right now that they want to move on, and so do I. So that's what he said. So start with the messaging, and then we'll get to how we get there, because we're not there yet. Were you down with the way he did it, how he did it, what he said?
Yes, he did it in the only way Aaron Rodgers could. And it was long and drawn out. And it went through this whole process of he was 90% retired, going in, coming out. He was ready to play for the Packers. And then it was the Packers that were done with Aaron Rodgers. And so if you're a New York Jets fan and you're worried about the short window you're going to have with Aaron Rodgers, the one thing you could do is say, hey, does this guy have a chip on his shoulder now because he has something to prove to the Green Bay Packers?
All right. If that's what he's playing for, fine. If he needs something to play for, I guess that's it. What's he worth? And we had this conversation yesterday. I heard somebody say, well, the Packers are just going to need to take a fourth-round pick for him because he wants out and all the leverage is with him and the Jets. And I look at it the other way. I mean, they've got all the leverage. Now, is it worth a Matt Stafford deal where they're going to get, a haul? I don't think that's right. But all the leverage to me is with them. He wants to go, and they want him, but they control everything. Worst case scenario, they don't work out a deal, and he has to sit out, and he didn't get to play, and they're the bad guys, and I don't think they care.
I still think there's, even with it being known there's one destination, somehow the Packers will come away with at least one first-round pick.
They should. They should. They've got the asset.
Like a 1-3 this year, maybe a 2 next year.
1 and a 3 this year and a 2 next year. And you think that would okay? I'm listening to that. I think that's fair. They want more. They get a player out of it. They need a player out of it. There's somebody they want. Does it matter? They need a receiver. Do they need a pass rusher? They need a cornerback. I mean, there's got to be something there, right? If you're going to tell me 1 and a 3 this year and a 2 next year, I would tell you that's probably fair. I'm going to tell you they're going to come in for, like, they want 3 number ones. I don't know what the Jets have to give, but what's it worth to you? And that's where it's going to be. I don't know how long I think this is going to take to get done. But I just don't think it's going to be as easy as he wants it to be. And people are telling me, well, they owe it to him. They don't owe him crap. They gave him a lot of money. He gave him a lot of years. Okay, so they're even. Like they're even. They paid him to do a job. He did a job. This isn't going to be some wonderful, sweet divorce where they're both going with the kids on a college visit or something, right? This just isn't. It's not how this is going to play out. After all those years, it's going to be scratchy. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be weird. And then the Jets get to go deal with Aaron Rodgers. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. If you're still somehow paying a toll, you can send emails, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com or JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Ray, you want to talk about the Lobos loss last night, 83-69 in the Pit. They lose in the first round of the NIT. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, guys. First off, let me say I've been watching Lobo basketball for a long time. And the Lobos pretty much went in the tank for the last month and a half. And that whole time, I never once heard Rich Pitino say that it was on him. Not once did he say, I failed to prepare my team. And, in this saying that, no one expected us to be here. It was a great season. We didn't make the dance, but now we're in the NIT. And you go into the NIT and people are talking, hey, we might get 3 home games here. And you put that effort on the court, and I don't think he gets a pass. Next year, he better not bring that. There was one guy the whole night that brought the effort, and that was Mo. And I just want to hear him say, hey, that's on me. I didn't get my guys prepared, and we have to do a better job. And I think Lobo fans deserve better than that, and I want to hear that from him, and I hope he hears this.
All right, Ray, appreciate it. Thanks. So I don't know that he said it's on me. I haven't prepared him. I have heard him say that defensively we all have to get better. That's, the players, and that's the coaches as well. And I have heard him say a number of times that, we've got to coach them better, especially on defense. He said, we've got an elite offense, which they didn't last night. But I have heard him say that it's on all of us, including the coaching staff. Now, do you need him to say after a night like that, I didn't prepare them better and it's all on me? Ray needs to hear that. I don't know. Do you feel the way he feels? Like he doesn't get a pass on this?
This is one where, with what we just saw, I think there's a little bit of a given in there that something did not go well for the Lobos when it comes to effort or preparation on both sides to get ready for this game, to be where you needed to be mentally. And even with as good as Utah Valley's defense was, they had really good numbers, especially against 2-point shooting. It's what the Lobos love to do, is play inside, get to the rim. I was surprised that they were not able to get anything going at home. And so I think that's where it comes to this point. Then it has to be something else. It can't just be a bad game against a good defensive opponent inside. There was something else.
So like what?
That's where, again, the effort is going to be harped on by a lot of people.
So,
but I don't know. And I think that's a great question. Like, what do you want to hear after a game like that?
I was just going to say, so what do you need to hear from Richard Pitino then?
When he says
Right.
like part of his first statement was that he was addressing that he told the team and coaches that defensively it's something we are addressing and we all have to get better.
Yeah, and he did acknowledge it. He didn't. He said we as coaches. He did say that. When Ray says he doesn't get a pass, and I'm starting to hear that a little bit from Lobo fan, and I'm like, okay, you lose perspective, and I get it, and you want a quick turnaround, and you thought you had a quick turnaround. When he says he doesn't get a pass, what does that mean? Does that mean, man, he needs to go? Does that mean, in Ray's mind, he's not the right guy? Is Lobo fan saying, has he gotten us as far as he can get? Like what does that mean to you when he just said that? Because I just heard, wow, are you done with Pitino because the back end of the season? Because I've got a thought on what happened here. But what do
I
you
think
hear?
if people don't want to hear you're still rebuilding something. You have 3 all-conference players.
Yeah.
You won some of the games you did on the road.
Okay.
I think it's more of that sentiment.
All right. I'm going to tell you, I think that the lack of depth down is towards the end of this game. Is at the end of the season. The fact that you had to play Mo out for some minutes. Now, did Mo wear down? It sure didn't look like it last night. Do you have depth in the backcourt? KJ's minutes completely diminished, right? To back end. And he wasn't that shooter that you expected him to be. Like, I won't be surprised if KJ Jenkins opts for his COVID year, but plays somewhere else. Donovan Dent got the minutes. You were essentially a 6-man rotation. Was sprinkled in a couple of minutes, whether it was Sek or Forsling to give you 2 or 3 minutes here. KJ Jenkins giving you a few. I think they wore down at the end, because you're going to watch some of these teams that go deep into the postseason. Like how many guys did that team play last night? Utah Valley played 8. Yeah, they 8 and 8 with double-digit minutes, right? Yeah. I mean, 8's probably the right number. Minimum a guy played with 17 minutes. And I know we talk about short rotations and, oh, well, that's how it always is and that's how teams are. I don't know. My gut when I was watching them, man, they looked tired to me. To me, it wasn't even like effort. It was like, and you're Jeff, they didn't play since last Thursday. Why are they tired? Right? But that was some of it. David, I know you want to talk about the Lobos, and we're going to talk. We're going to get there when we come back. Letdown or just a beat down? Got thoughts on that, and I know you do too. Letdown last night, or was it just a beat down? Did they want to be there? And there's a perspective. Did postseason, when one team wants to be there, whether it's bowl games, whether it's postseason tournaments, it tends to matter. Was it a letdown or a beatdown? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM or AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Clark's Pet Emporium has always been your furry pet's favorite.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are...
83-69 was the number last night in the pit. Lobos lose to Utah Valley first round of the NIT. They are done. Utah Valley moves on to play Colorado. We were talking yesterday about maybe 3 home games. And by the way, next week, there were talks to go play the Santa Ana, or what used to be the Santa Ana Star Center, the Rio Rancho Events Center, JJ, if there was going to be a third. I guess those talks, well, you might need them for the ladies. Maybe. I don't know what the seatings are there. We're going to be at Sandia Casino up at the sports bar today. You and I are going out to watch March Madness. We invite you to come out and hang out with us. We're going to have stuff to give away. We'll have all kinds of goodies. We'll be out there right after the show. We'll go out there, be out there till about 1 o'clock. And come on by. We'll be registering people to win a mystery box with autographed jersey from All In Autographs. Also, we'll have a QR code to win $500 in Albuquerque restaurant certificates. So come on out and enjoy the hoops with us. Of course, listen to it right here on the Sports Animal while you're on your way to and from. We got tickets to give away to Snoop today. $841 a pair of tickets to go see Snoop at Isleta Amphitheater. That's coming up this summer. So we'll do that at 841, 842 right in that area this morning. So I asked you going in, let down or just beat down. And Jared was saying before the game at shoot-around, you could see the bounce in the step for Utah Valley, right? Sometimes, I've told you this for years, right? Bowl games, you could probably ask me on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday who's going to win, and 90%, I got a pretty good idea. One team sometimes really wants to be there, and the other team is, yeah, we're here and we're good. We want to win. And I don't know that was the case, okay? I don't know. I do know this meant a lot to Utah Valley. I know for them to come into this environment was something. Was there a letdown? The Pitt crowd was announced at, 6,803, which, by the way, is the largest NIT crowd announced so far in the first round. And people are going to go, that's all that was there. All those first-round games, that 6,800 was the largest crowd, but it's certainly not what the Lobos are used to playing in front of in the Pitt this year. So could that have been a letdown? Look, I'm gonna tell you and want to hear what you have to say, but I think this was more they got beat. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they quit. Did some guys play harder than others? Maybe. Did Utah Valley play harder than them? Maybe. But what I watched from Udeze, House, Mashburn, Josiah Alec, those weren't guys that looked like that was an effort. Mashburn went 1 for 14. I don't think he missed 13 shots because it was a lack of effort.
This is the classic when it starts going bad, everything goes bad.
Yeah.
And then you could watch a team that it's fair to ask about preparation because that's something that always comes up when a team has a slow start. Coaches will talk about what they did in the days leading up to the contest. I think this was a situation where the Lobos' identity was challenged by Utah Valley. They just couldn't get to the rim. Even though the points in the paint was even, Utah Valley was absolutely okay with that because the Lobos were not getting anything in transition. They weren't hitting three-point shots, so it was going to be a long night. And then we know the limitations that the Lobos have defensively, and it's all those things. It's struggling to defend at any spot on the floor. It's not seeing your early shots go in, and the Lobos usually get a lot of momentum off their offense. It is the fact that you have a tighter rotation, so when your big guys are not going well, you don't have anywhere else to go. And at some point in time, even the really good teams, if your two shooters are not shooting, you're not going to have many more options there. And then it gets out of control. You're down by double digits. You can't get back in. And then it's all those factors that just start compounding on top of each other that wears you down. And I think when you look at, there's a lot of things after that game. There's disappointment. There's frustration. There's the fans that, this needs to be addressed. Right. I need to hear this. I think part of the disappointment was the fact you had 600-800 people out there. And I get it was the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
But I think that's showing the disappointment of Lobo fans feel like this could have been an NCAA tournament season.
All right, let's hear you. By the way, it's Thursday, right? Jerry Palm, CBS Sports bracketologist, is joining us as we start the tournament. That'll be at 8:30 this morning. All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. There's two lines open. David, you want to talk about Coach Pitino. You're on the opening drive on The Sports Animal. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning, guys. Hey, I just caught that comment from the last gentleman. I'm a big Lobo fan. I've been to games for the last 15, 20 years. I live for basketball. It's awesome. But I think his comment was more frustration-based than anything. You can hear it in his voice. You can hear, because I have listened to every post-game from Coach Pitino that I can. He has mentioned numerous times, I didn't prepare my guys. That's my fault. I've heard it for myself. So I know that he has mentioned that last night. And he's like, we do not have a deep bench. We just don't have it. He has the guys coming in. It's his second year. I think as a Lobo fan, if you take a look at each individual player, House, Mash, Udeze, Alec, the guys that he brought in, you can't tell me that those guys didn't produce all year long. You can't tell me that. So he's brought the guys that are making a difference in the program. Last night, those guys were better. They made shots. Lobos have had that where they just don't. I mean, again, as you mentioned, Jeff, if Mashburn hits 7 more shots, that's 14 points. What did we lose by? 13 points. And if House hits a few more shots that he normally has and we make a couple free throws, we win the game. Yes, it's a close one, but we win the game, and all this chatter goes away. But it was an off night, and those guys came in hungry. During the week, do you remember Coach said, Patino said that, hey, there's a little bounce to these guys' step, and they're looking forward to the NIT game.
Yeah. He said that to us on
something.
Monday. Yeah, he said that to us on Monday. David, appreciate you. Thanks. And Richard did say that on Monday, right, when he was here. He felt that there was a little bounce in their step, and yeah. JD, you feel taken advantage of? You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, JD.
I don't want to say taken advantage of, but I do feel it was definitely a letdown. I feel, I've been to a bunch of Lobos games this season. Boise State, Nevada, San Diego State game, and just the second you walked into the building last night, it was just flat. There was no energy. Even with the starting lineups, I kind of felt it and saw it in the players even when they were introducing the starting lineups. And just, man, it was just about 5 minutes left in the first half. I turned to the guy next to me and I said, man, it's like, they don't want to be here. I could see it in the way they were playing. And maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's just frustration, but that's what I saw. That's what I saw. And it was in the whole building. The crowd was dead. It just, it wasn't a big game. And there was just something different about it. Maybe it was because of the NIT. They didn't, it just wasn't, something was off, and I felt it in the players. I felt it in the crowd. I felt it in the whole building. And I've always been, this whole season, I've been on the camp of, man, this is awesome. Like, no one expected this. Right. Like, let's enjoy this. But after last night, I feel let down.
All right. I appreciate you, JD. I wonder, was there a moment Lobo fans said, wow, those guys are pretty good? Or do you think it was always, okay, here comes the run, here comes the run, here comes the run? Because, we're going to talk about it, and this is what we do. We know the Lobos, we follow the Lobos, and it was disappointing. I'm going to tell you, I watched it pretty good. Now, they may get run out of the building by Colorado next. I don't know.
That would surprise me.
They're pretty nice, right?
Surprising.
They're pretty nice, aren't they?
They are very nice. And that's what, even picking the Lobos to win yesterday, it was, I think the Lobos win, but Utah Valley covers. Like this, I think we all expected a close game. But anytime you get blown out in your own built, it's hard for people to sit on that and say, oh, the other team was better. Are they that much better than you at home? They were last night, so that's why people then start going to what was the problem.
So that team probably would have been in the NCAA tournament instead of Grand Canyon. If they didn't lose, they lost in the semifinal of their tournament. Did you see how they lost?
Yes.
So they were up by 3 in the last seconds of their game against Southern Utah. And kid from Southern Utah launches a desperation 3, hits it, and they fouled him shooting the 3. 4-point play, they lose by 1. That's what kept them out of the NCAA tournament. And that team was good all year. They played Oregon. They played a lot of teams that you looked at, but they didn't have the name, man. And I don't know, would it have been different? Do you think? I think this happens a lot in the NIT because look around the NIT results. Okay, look around. You saw Hofstra beat Rutgers. Rutgers was the team everybody was screaming that should have been in the NCAA tournament, right? Who was the other one? Oh, Clemson. Clemson lost at home in the NIT last night to Morehead State. Florida lost last night at home and didn't just lose. They got beat by 22 by Central Florida. Sam Houston beat Santa Clara. So this is not odd in the NIT, where the team that wants to be there more. And I wonder, JJ, again, is there any chance Lobo player had the feel that Lobo fan did? Yeah, it's just them. And coach could tell us and show us video all they want, but I mean, whatever. We're better than Utah Valley out of the whack.
It's when you have that many people looking at, oh, there's got to be something more. I think it's part of just everything compounds. I don't think this team showed up not wanting to play. I think they were shocked how bad they were offensively, and then they realized, oh, this defense is not going to give us opportunities, and then it steamrolled from there.
Yeah, it sure did. All right, when we return, now what? This season's over. Now what do you got to do? We'll tell you where you go from here, Lobo fan, what happens next. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. Planning for an upcoming trip? It's important to know that
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling, and we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say, people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs.
Sports Animal. All right, so now what? Now what? Got to move forward, right? You got all kinds of correspondence. I'll read you. You got thoughts on the Lobos last night. 83-69, they lose in the pit to Utah Valley. NCAA tournament gets going in earnest today. We'll have them for you here on the Sports Animal starting at 10 o'clock. Come out and join JJ and me. We'll be out there right after the show. As soon as the Cumulus jet can get us over to Sandia Casino, we'll be there at the sports bar. And we got stuff to give away, and you can come out. That place is beautiful. So go. That's your spot to go watch the NCAA tournament. Go watch all the games. They'll be there. What time? The Aztecs played like 1-something, right? You got the game before them. The where's my bracket? It's
First
right
game of the day.
Yeah.
8-9 matchup, Maryland and West Virginia.
All right.
And you are correct, 110.
110. It's right in transit. I'm going to have to listen to it on these sports.
Charleston and San Diego State.
It's a big one, man. It's a big one for the. It's big one for the Mountain West. With Nevada going down yesterday, by the way, and going down big, the noise on the Twitter regarding the Mountain West as the Lobos were getting run out of their building, and Nevada out of the Mountain West, the last team in, the fourth team out of the league. Like there is so much riding.
Not great.
For the league's reputation on what San Diego State, Utah State, and Boise State do today. I mean, it today and tomorrow. It's look, man, there's been a lot of noise. You got 4 teams. You got to win some games. At some point, you got to win some games, right? We talked about, remember every year in football, we sit here in August, all right, they schedule well, and you got to win. They started to, right? Some non-conference games. They got to win some games. And Nevada was brutal.
Yeah, they're going to get constantly laughed at.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep giving yourself those opportunities, you got to think at some point you're going to break through. Because here's the thing. Despite the way everyone feels, what they saw happen with Nevada last night, next year, if these teams are in the same position, they're not going to go, whoa, remember Nevada?
Yeah, they got run out of the building. By the way, the Mountain West is like 0-8 or 0-10 in first 4 games.
Yeah, not good. It's very bad.
All right.
But that's why you're in the first 4.
No, then you keep losing. 8:41, we're going to give away a pair of Snoop tickets, so be with us then as well, and we'll give you a chance to win those. All right, so I asked you, well, I told you, now what? Right? Now what for Lobo basketball? So now's evaluation. Now you're going to go through, and in the next couple of days, you're going to hear about guys who are leaving. I don't know when you're going to hear as far as the guys who have an opportunity to utilize the COVID year. So we're talking about, and I heard on one of the local TV reports talking about all the seniors, and Jamal Mashburn was thrown in there. He is a junior. So, I mean, if Jamal, and every indication, and he said on our show the other day that, you know, when we come back in July, we got to focus on defense. Like every indication feels like Mashburn's coming back. Do you agree with that?
I haven't got the feeling otherwise.
Right. But look, nothing's guaranteed. The options are there for House, Josiah Alec, KJ Jenkins. Those are the guys who can utilize a COVID year. My gut tells me Josiah Alec will use that COVID year and come back. And I think you agree with me, right?
I do.
Okay. I think that's a big plus. I will not be surprised if KJ Jenkins opts for the portal. And here's how it goes. If you've graduated, right? If you are a graduate student, you can utilize. Hi, Steph. Where'd you come from?
Good morning.
Well, I just looked over and you weren't the same.
dropped out of
You just
thin
weren't the same person who was there a few minutes ago. Good
I
morning.
kicked him out. We don't need him.
All right, fair enough. Good to see you and good morning.
Good
Steph's in for
morning.
A. Marie this morning. All right, so House. I was convinced he was not coming back. When I was in Vegas last week, people were trying to convince me that he is. People in the know were trying to convince me that he is coming back. Like, can he make more NIL money and enjoy playing here more than going overseas or playing the G League and making less? Because I don't think you or I think he's ready for the NBA yet.
No. It's also about lifestyle.
Mhm.
What you want to do.
Yeah.
Just do you kind of want to spread your wings, go off, do your thing, be a professional.
Okay.
Or still log into your couple online classes throughout the week.
Yeah, and do that. Yeah. All right. Transfer portal. Like I told you, I won't be surprised if KJ's in it. I won't be surprised if Javonte Johnson's in it. I know a lot of Lobo fan will. How do you feel about that?
I understand it, because if you're looking at getting bigger,
yep,
and someone's going to have to lose minutes.
Yes. Yeah,
And
I mean,
it's
you get
probably going to be
recruited
the
over.
third small guard.
Yes.
On your roster,
Especially when you're, especially if those two little, House of Ashburn and Dent. See, Dent's the one where I want to sit here and tell you he's coming back. And do you think House's decision has any impact on Dent's decision? So if House comes
could.
back, would Dent say, "Yeah, I did. I don't want to play behind someone again. I'm ready to be. I'm ready."
But
to
it
be.
depends. If it's also one that, and you've said the name UCLA a lot.
Yeah, I know. I hear it a lot.
Talking about Donovan
I hear it
Dent
a lot.
He ain't going to go there and be a starter right away.
No, he's not. And I hear there's other people throwing, NIL money at him, and
So, but it's if you're going to be a backup point guard, are you going to be a backup point guard in New Mexico or UCLA?
okay.
Yeah. I understand that one too, and California.
Yeah, if
back
you're going to be a
to
backup point guard, if he's got the opportunity to be the point guard here, I think it's enticing for him to stay, especially if he gets to play with Mashburn for a year, and that would be, what's House going to do, right? And then what happens? I know, I get the email, or I just got this text. A caller just talked about Patino brought in guys that made a difference. Patino did bring in Mashburn, House, Udeze, Alec, correct?
Yep.
The emailer says, yeah, guys who made a difference in the program. He's brought in, like Sebastian Forsling and Barima Sek, LOL. Okay. Does he get credit for the other guys?
Weird,
Yeah, this guy doesn't like
guy
those two
that's
guys.
just
Yeah.
so caught up on the end of the rotation player.
Yeah. And you do need depth up front. Yeah, he did bring those guys in. Does he get
Trying
credit
to
for bringing in
develop.
the other guys?
Right.
Yeah, he's trying. You don't get to bring in just polished dudes every time. Like, everybody's not going to be Udeze and Mashburn. All right, 8:41, we're going to give away tickets to go see Snoop. 8:30, Jerry Palm, CBS Sports' bracketologist, is going to be with us as we get set to start the NCAA tournament in earnest. We got a lot of Lobo hoops to talk about. What happened last night? Let down or beat down? And was the season a success? Some of you are telling me no. I'm going to tell you yes, and I'll tell you why on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and J.J. Buck.
Well, the maniacal month of March kicks into full swing today on the 16th. Brackets go nuts. You got yours. Everybody's got theirs. What do you got? Let's go. Steph's bracket. You got yours done? You get yours in? You got a bracket?
I didn't do a bracket.
It's all right. You don't have to.
You got time. You got 2 hours.
Or you can do it.
I'd have to look it all up, huh?
Not really. It's
The
honestly best
thing
if
to
you
do
don't.
is just fill it out.
Yeah, it's
you
probably-
start looking up teams, stats, players, get in your
if
head.
I even looked those up, it would just be me pretending like I know what I'm doing. I would have absolutely no idea.
Steph's gonna
I
win
just
the
go
poll.
off of like,
Yeah.
ooh, the color's
Yeah.
cool. Ooh, I like that
Colors,
logo.
mascot.
100%. 100%.
Those work as well as people that think they know college basketball.
Yeah, Colgate. I use that. I think Colgate's a good toothpaste. I'm down. Iona. I own a car. I'm on Iona. Yeah, no, I'm totally down.
Isn't
with
there
that.
some Iona coffee or something
Yeah,
out there?
Drake is. I love Drake's music. San Diego's a beautiful city. All right, I like them. Yeah,
Grand Canyon, I've been there.
Yeah, you remember Kent State? I knew this dude named Kent in high school. He was cool. Yeah, Kent's the guy over at the trophy shop who mounts the New Mexico Bowl trophy. I'm all over Kent State. Yeah, you know how it is.
Yes, yes.
All right, Alex Bregman plays at Houston. All right, I either like him or I don't. Yes, we're in. Marquette, I don't even know what that is. Okay, it's got a Q in it. See? In.
I almost work on that street.
Yeah, right? Almost work on that street. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and Steph is in for A. Marie today. We're taking your calls on Louisville basketball last night. They lose to Utah Valley in the pit, 83-69. The emails are open, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. And then, of course, you can phone or text at 505-246-0610. I got a lot this morning. We're already 2 pages deep on the text line. And I'll read you a bunch of it. So where does it all start? Bad game, it says. Bad game? It was a whole bad second half of the season. Thanks, little Dicky. He will spin it to make it sound like it was a great year, but this was an utter, complete collapse. Okay? Lobo fan feels that way. I'm here. You're not going to like my perspective, and that's cool. I don't care. My perspective is this was a good season with a bad ending. This was a good season because your program returned to being relevant. Your fans returned to the pit. You started to give a damn again. And by the way, your team was good for the first 2 months of the season. I think it's a good season because Now, this is where it's open-ended. It will lead, I believe, can lead to getting more recruits in here that will make a difference. What Richard Pitino did to get these 4 guys in here that turned around a program that was not good, that won 6 games 3 seasons ago, was pretty good in his first 2 years. That's why I think it's good. Was it great? It wasn't great. No, it wasn't great. It started out great. But to say an utter and complete collapse, and yeah, you went, what was it, JJ? 3-7, 4-8, 4-9 down the stretch, right? You were 14-0. You ended up 22-12. That means you ended 8-12. But that's why I think it was a positive season, where this thing came back, became relevant again. You cared, and I think it leads to bringing in more players who are going to want to play here. That's look, but I'm not going to even pretend to be a fan like many of you are who are so pissed off. And I get it, right? It's your alma mater, or that's what you grew up with. But if you're going to say to me, good season or bad season, it's not even arguable to me. It's a good season with a disappointing end. Or you can even tell me a crash landing.
So I am of 2 minds. I don't think it was a good season. I think it was one where you can see that there is progress for the future, like Richard Pitino, NIL deals that they have available for the players. Like you say, all right, they can get guys in here that can compete. They can get true freshmen in here that can play. When you look at Toppin and Washington, Toppin was a 6'8" kid come from Texas, Washington, a 6'4" guard coming from Arizona. So you're getting the young talent. You know that they'll be able to hit a few names in the portal.
Yeah.
So that's the positives. I believe Richard Pitino and his staff understand the new landscape and can be very effective in the new landscape, and the program is heading in the right direction. But it was an absolute huge missed opportunity this year for this team.
It can be both, right? It can be a missed opportunity, but still,
like it's a disappointing season record-wise. I just don't. It's so how there wasn't any improvement defensively.
Yeah,
none.
Yeah,
like you don't have to be great. I'm not expecting that out of this team once you saw them play and kind of how they function offensively. But that is something that got worse as the season went on.
Yeah. All right, let me read some of the stuff that you're saying. This says House broke Hunter Steele record. That's positive. That is. Jalen is now the all-time single-season steal record holder. It's all about defense, this says. Creates offense. Defense wins games against other teams that have good defenses. Yeah. I think that's the theme. I mean, everybody understands it. You're small on the perimeter defensively, and you weren't deep. This one says Pitino's reluctance and stubbornness again costs the team to lose. Home losses are a disgrace. If it's broke, fix it. 8-12 after starting 14-0. Bleep, 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 bleep. Okay. Reluctance and stubbornness to what? To go to a zone? I mean, I know that's what people want. You got what you got. And so reluctance to take the red shirt off of Webb, to go to a zone, like what was he reluctant and stubborn about?
I think there's people think the zone would have been the
a lot of people think that was the magic pill. Yeah,
for this team.
Yeah, a lot of people think that was the magic pill. But I help me. And where are you? Where's that one? The last 3 numbers, if you're still there, 679 in your phone. Text back because I'm curious. What do you feel that he was reluctant and stubborn about in regards to what? Because I'm interested. 505-246-0610. Jeffrey, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What's happening, sir?
You know, just making the drive to a far-known land called Rancho from the city of Albuquerque.
Oh, I've heard about it. You're flying or driving?
I've got a red eye. I left at 1 o'clock this morning, so I should be landing any minute. I wanted to get in a call before I touch down.
Buckle your seatbelt and put your seat in an upright position, please.
Yeah, it's chimichangas on the in-flight dinner.
Oh, chimichangas. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, on the topic, let's say the season was reversed. Let's say we started off 8-12 and finished 13-1, but the same result in the NIT. Would would people look at this season differently?
Yeah, they would have, because you ended with momentum and got better. Yes.
Of course, but the result's the same, right?
Correct.
So, like when you put it into that in that perspective, it's like, look, I'm with you. This is a season where our program was brought back to some sort of prominence or some sort of relevance, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with teams that exposed us, and those teams were the long, athletic teams that could push us out and keep us from playing so hard down low. We had a very short rotation, not much coming off the bench. We had some injuries, and I think when you put things into that perspective, you'll see that it's not as bad as it may feel right now after getting stumped last night by Utah. But I will say this: the saving grace out of all of this, and I know Lobo fans will absolutely revel in this because it is all about this. Alford got thumped even worse. So on that, we should all feel really good, and the landing gear's coming down.
All right,
So
Jeff.
I'll let you guys get to it.
See you, Jeff. I do have one on the text line. It says, "Who feels worse this morning, Lobo fan or Nevada fan?" And Jeff's saving grace as well. At least Alford got thumped worse than we did. Boy, and they sure did. And they got thumped on a bigger stage. I was on this text thread with a bunch of San Diego State fans, and they were watching the Alford thing go down, and they were just like, "Oh, this league! Tell me this league isn't that bad." And then, I said something. It's not any better in the NIT, and they're like, "What do you mean? What channel's that on?" Where like nobody. So a lot of people didn't know the NIT was going on. They were watching, like you said, you watched the first four, so they were watching that instead. But I mean, at some point, people who know. This was a bad look for the league last night.
What? Getting blued out, never good.
Mm-mm.
But that's also why you end up in the first four. There's a lot of variance to your game.
I tell you what, Arizona State looked nice, didn't they? I mean, Arizona State. All of a sudden, I'm like, who are they playing next? Like, I think TCU is really
my
good.
11 line.
No, seriously, I'm like, wow. I mean, they are so athletic and so long and shoot the ball and defend. I'm like, holy bleep! Like they looked terrific. Arizona State. Bobby Hurley said after the game, he's their coach. He said that was the best game they played all year. All right, you're ringing it at 505-246-0610. So we'll hear some more of what you have to say on the Lobos. We're gonna talk to Jerry Palm, CBS Sports bracketologist, as we get ready to start the full bracket today. He'll be with us at 8:30 this morning, and I got more thoughts on the Lobo depth and what they're going to do to address that, and how do you address it? It's depth and defense, and I think we're all on the same page. So what are we doing to address that moving forward? I'll give you my thoughts on that when we return. How you feeling, fellas? Feeling all right? I know, sluggish a little bit. I heard the other day there was a stat, 1 in 10 people sleep well, they feel refreshed. Well, there's things that you can do to make yourself feel better, and it's Numel. Take care of things like fatigue, even weight gain, depression, erectile dysfunction. Do this for you. Call Numel and feel better. They've helped thousands of men all over the country, and they're right here in Albuquerque. They'll help you deal with those things. You'll feel better. You'll perform better, and you'll just be glad you called Numel. Now for men and ladies who are dealing with hair loss, Numel is your solution as well. You can call them at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or go to Numel, NUMALE.com. Their professionals walk you through their options, and there are a few of them. You'll choose what's best for you. They offer you platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle to stop hair loss, you regrow hair. FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants producing natural-looking results in less than a week, and there's no linear scarring. Guys, ladies, call Numel. Take care of the hair loss situation. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or newmail.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a
Sports Animal.
All right, let's go. We got Jerry coming up at 8:30. I get Daffodil Days to tell you about, and I got one line open, 505-246-0610. Sean, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, good morning. Is there any more overrated postseason conference than the Mountain West Conference at this point? Like, when you're filling out your bracket, do you see a Mountain West team and you don't care what seed they have, you just choose against them every time? I mean, it just seems illogical at this point. You know, for all the trash talk that the WAC has gotten over the years, you never want to run into these Utah teams. For whatever reason, they got a good brand of basketball in Utah, especially Utah Valley. They're just a scrappy bunch. You know, I almost feel bad for Lobo fans. I mean, but, you know, at the same time, you got over 20 wins. You're on the right track. You'll be fine. But, yeah, I've never seen a conference who has, you know, top 40 APR, so many bids, and then they just consistently fail in the postseason.
Sean, appreciate you.
Okay.
And until they prove him wrong, I mean, he's that mantra can't be fought.
Yeah, absolutely.
We consider and love the conference, love what they did all season long, and love the regular season metrics. And APR is probably not the metric he was looking for, but probably net ranking.
March.
But he's not wrong. You know, Utah State's got to do something. Utah State and Boise State are fighting out of the 10 hole. San Diego State's playing a 5 seed today. You got to take it, man. You got to take it. And they just got run out of their own building by a WAC team yesterday. Until it changes, he's not wrong. Manny, you're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's up?
Great topics this morning. Good show once again, guys. Everybody's talking about the effort word.
Mm-hmm.
And you know where effort comes from?
Heart?
Defense. And we just could not stop. It seems like we just can't stop anybody. It seems like everybody gets their career high against us. There's either one player that gets their career high against us. It's ridiculous. But, I think it's effort all the way across the board. I think we just couldn't guard nobody last night, and it didn't seem like we wanted to guard anybody last night. Offense struggled again. We just couldn't hit shots, and when you can't hit shots, that means you're tired, pretty much. Good year, though. I think next year it's going to be even better, to be honest with you. Coach Pitino knows what he's doing. He really does. I think he's already turned this program around in 1 year, and that's where these Lobo fans need to embrace and be happy that, hey, Lobo basketball is back, and be fortunate and be happy for that. On to next year. Hell of a show, guys. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Manny. See you. Look, that's the perspective. I think the majority of fans have. You're frustrated as hell. And losing like that, losing to your building sucks. But I think that's where most Lobo fans are, or at least are going to end up. Perspective, JJ, is hard when emotion is raw. Right?
Very.
Perspective is hard when emotion is raw. Travis, you're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
What's happening?
Listen, look, there'll be time for that whole, patting each other on the back, good season, attaboy, all of that. There'll be time for that. We're talking about hours after a pretty serious collapse here. So, look, there's a word I could use, but I won't because it's a family program. But I was really frustrated last night, and I got to be honest, not much has changed in the AM waking up. So I would just say very, very quickly, effort was an issue because there were no second efforts on defense. They were getting beat down the court in transition. And also, the Lobos were being beat down the court on inbound pass after made baskets by the Lobos. So those are all effort plays, right? Like, are you going to make a second effort on defense? And when you make a bucket, are you going to get back? And those things were not happening last night. So also, I'm very happy to give up an ESPN top 10 play to a player not wearing a Lobo jersey last night with that monster dunk. Holy cow. But I would just say finally, one of the biggest frustrations is the feelings around this team. In non-conference, this team was poised. They were tough in difficult moments in games. Even against Wyoming at the beginning of conference, we saw that toughness and the poise. This was a team that played through adversity. They played poised in crunch time. Even when they were down, they found ways to win. But the back half of conference, we saw very little of that. And in a lot of ways, this team looked very fragile. And when we saw them playing with such toughness early on, that's really disappointing. When this team would get down, it just looked like they no longer had the confidence that they were going to be able to come back and win. It just seemed like at a certain point in the season, something switched. And when this team would go down early on, they no longer had the confidence that they were going to be able to come back. And that was something of a hallmark for them, especially in non-conference in the early part. And so I can't explain that change. Maybe it was the Nevada losses or the close one against San Diego State.
Yeah, I'm looking for a benchmark.
I'm not sure, but it hurt. And so that's my only feeling leaving. I'll get over the frustration eventually. St. Patty's Day is coming. I know I got my bottle of Jameson.
Drink up.
So listen, y'all, it's going to be a great couple of 4 days here with the NCAA tournament, and I appreciate you guys. You guys take care.
I forgot tomorrow was St. Patty's Day. I should have worn this tomorrow. Huh? I should have held this hoodie for tomorrow. Look, he's a Lobo fan. He's frustrated. Can you ask them to come in, please? He's a Lobo fan. He's frustrated, and it's where it is, right? I mean, it's a good season. He was excited. He had a good time. They were 14-0, and then they came crashing out. JJ, they ended 4-9 down the stretch.
Yeah,
that's how this thing ended. All right, Jerry Palm, CBS Sports bracketologist. He is their guy. He's the guy you saw all over your TV. He is going to be with us when we come back after the next break. But first, It is Daffodil Days. It is coming down to the end. Teresa is here from the Presbyterian Hospital Foundation to tell you how important Daffodil Days is, how much people love daffodils, and how big of a deal this is. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going for you?
Good.
How-
Loving the rain.
Well, and so are the daffodils, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need the rain to grow. What is it? March flowers bring April. No, March. I know.
April
March.
showers bring,
I know, but
something
it's
like
March.
that.
We're getting March showers, so
Yes.
we can get March flowers too.
Yeah,
All right, talk about Daffodil Days and how what a big deal this is, because this is one of your biggest fundraisers for the Presbyterian Hospital Foundation. The money stays local, and it's kind of a fun deal.
Yes, and it's going toward the new Robert Wertheim Hospice House that Presbyterian has built, and we are in the heat of it, and you can support the cause by buying flowers at our pop-up shops that are going to start tomorrow, Friday, around the city and various locations, Presbyterian locations in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Santa Fe. And if people aren't familiar with hospice, it supports, end of life is difficult.
yeah.
It helps the loved ones pass gently. It helps support the family, gives comfort. The hospice nurses and teams are just incredible, and the new Robert Wertheim Hospice House is just beautiful. It's not a hospital setting; it's more like a home setting. It has a living room, a kitchen.
It's comfortable. It's
there's
what it's supposed to be.
Yes,
It's dignity. It's
yes.
comfort. It's the amenities, and it
Yes.
takes care of what families shouldn't have to worry about when they're in those final days, and they're able to focus on what's important, and that's what you're able to help with. All right, the daffodil piece to this. So explain to people how they can get involved and what it means, because it is kind of a fun promotion.
Yes. So we normally have pre-sales and sponsorships, and you can do those.
Yeah.
Always ongoing for next year. But now you can help support by going to a pop-up shop around the cities. And
How will you find them?
phs.org/daffodil days. The Presbyterian locations again in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Santa Fe, and there's 2 flying stars this year that
Good.
we're going to have them at. The one on Paseo and Rio Grande,
Yep.
and then the flower truck, Jennifer Flores flower truck. She's at Meraki Coffee tomorrow morning, and then she moves to the Quarter Celtic Brew Pub from
Yeah.
2 to 7, which happens to be St. Patrick's Day too.
So there'll be a good
So
flow
you
there.
can- yeah.
All right. Do yourself a favor. So go out and I don't know how much daffodils cost. How much?
Well, there's 2 types of arrangements
Yeah.
and a bunch. A bunch is $10,
Yeah.
and the arrangements are 25 or 35, small or
All
large.
right, so you can afford that. And guys, this is for a great cause.
Yes.
Bring home some daffodils. Make her smile. Why? Because I love you. Because I was thinking about you. It brightens up your office or your home. And look, the flowers just because thing is such a big deal. You might end up having a really good night out of it. And what? Don't look at me like that. And you're gonna. It's gonna be for a really, really, really good cause. Why'd you turn 3 shades of red different? Teresa, it's good to see. Look at Teresa.
Thank you. Thank you for having
all right,
us.
go to phs.org and learn about Daffodil Days. This is a great cause. Teresa, thank you for this.
Thank you
And
so very
congratulations.
much.
This has been a success every
Yes,
single year.
yes.
So
Okay.
have fun with it. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right, when we come back, Jerry Palm, CBS Sports bracketologist, is going to be with us. We will talk to him about the tournament that gets started in just a little bit over an hour and a half. Who's he like? What's he know? We're going to talk to him next. But first, I'm going to tell you about International Protective Service. IPS watches my home every day, not just when I'm gone. IPS is there. They started in 2006, started to provide private security for homeowners in Fort Hills, and all these years later, hundreds of homeowners and business owners all around the Borque trust IPS to protect what they've worked so hard to build. I am one of them. It is affordable private security because the bad guys are on the increase. The good guys' numbers are on the decrease. You can get highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols to take care and watch what you have worked so hard to build. Committed to our city and to your protection, call IPS at 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or go online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
One of the best sports days of the year. That Thursday, the NCAA tournament, you sit around, you watch hoops. Colin sick today? You're just going to sit at the desk and watch on your computer. You're going to listen to the games here on the Sports Animal. That's what you're going to do. Starts here in an hour and a half, right? Right about that. What's the first game? What'd you tell me? Maryland, West Virginia? Is that what you told me? All right, we get started. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. But his work is done. His work isn't done. The heavy lifting is done. Jerry Palm is with us from CBS Sports on the Sports Animal. How'd you do, Jerry? How'd they all come out with your final projections?
I missed Rutgers for the second year in a row. Last year I had them out and they got in. This year they were my last team in and they got out. My first team out was Arizona State. They got in instead. So that's about as close as you could be and still miss one.
Damn right it is. Yeah.
So, anyways, it's just funny.
That's really good.
I get so much grief on Twitter for just like random stuff. Somebody said I should resign today because I had Nevada emphatically in. They were my second to last team in.
Well, they were in though, right? I mean,
and Arizona State out, and that it was East Coast bias.
Because Nevada's East Coast.
Yeah, Reno. That well-known Eastern Seaboard. Reno, Nevada.
The East Coast of Lake Tahoe. Yeah, that's makes sense now. They're on the east side of Lake Tahoe.
Are they? Oh, well, okay.
There we go. The Eastern Coast. That's and your job isn't to say necessarily who should. You were projecting what you think will happen. And you missed by one.
Yeah, that's actually besides the point. It's the whole East Coast bias thing is what got me.
Yeah, look, man, you did a hell of a job. And
also, we have very different definitions of emphatic. But
fair enough. All right, it's a tough day around here because, it's a Mountain West town, and the Mountain West got so much love this year, and it was a bad night last night. Not only did Nevada just get run out of the building, New Mexico got beat handily in the pit in the opening round of the NIT.
Ooh, I missed that.
Yeah,
Who'd they play?
Utah Valley beat them 83-69. See, JJ, that's my point. A lot of people are missing that. It's been rough and kind of feels like Boise State, Utah State, certainly San Diego State. There's a burden on them, isn't there? Like
a little bit, I suppose, to carry the flag for the league. More so San Diego State because they're needed to at least win a game. I think Boise State and Utah State are going to wear their colored uniforms, but but Nevada was playing poorly at the end of the year. They were fortunate to get in because they did not because of specifically playing poorly at the end of the year, but because of the damage they did to their resume at the end of the year. So and Arizona State, you never know what you're going to get from them. Which is why they're a first four team and not higher up the bracket. So it's they got buzzsawed last night. Nevada did. The NIT that whole tournament is you never know what you're going to get. Teams have just different attitudes of playing in that event. And I'm not saying that was New Mexico's problem, but the teams that expected or thought that their season would end in the NCAA tournament, and for whatever reason it didn't. Sometimes or just. Our early exits in the NIT. Clemson was a 1 seed. They're out. What was the other 1 seed that lost?
It was Rutgers.
Rutgers lost, and Rutgers has been playing shorthanded since early February, which is partly why they missed the tournament. And and then of course North Carolina didn't even bother showing up. So and for all intents and purposes, neither did Rutgers and Clemson. And I guess for that matter, New Mexico.
Yeah, fair enough. Jerry Palm, CBS Sports, is with us on the opening drive this morning.
Jerry, what double-digit seeds are you liking this weekend?
Gosh. Well, I picked 3 12 seeds to win, and I was going to pick them before the tournament, and I actually liked the draw for 2 of them. Drake playing Miami. Drake has got a kid named Tucker DeVries playing for his dad, the coach. And he's good enough to play for his opponent, Miami, or another high major school, but he's not. He's a Drake. And they've got a very good team. They've got good guards. And I like their chances against a Miami team that's hobbled a little bit. So, and then VCU against St. Mary's. VCU is a team that is better than their seed. Had some injury problems in non-conference play when they would normally resume build. But dominated the second half of conference play in that league, ended up winning it by 3 games. And they're athletic. They play very good defense. They're going to give St. Mary's some problems, and I think that they will win. They could even win twice. In fact, Drake could win twice as well. And then the third one I like is Oral Roberts. The problem is I don't know if I like him against Duke that much, but I picked him anyway. Oral Roberts in the Sweet 16 2 years ago in the pandemic tournament, with leading scorer in the nation at that time, Mac Naismith.
Who's there?
He's still there. Now he's only in the top 10 of scoring. But and they've still got a couple other guys from that year on the roster still. So, that's a team that knows they can win because they've just done it. So that makes them dangerous. But Duke might be a big ask for them.
Yeah, I think Duke's playing really well. Jerry's with us, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports.
Jerry, which number one seed should or could have the hardest route to the final?
Oh, it's definitely Purdue. It's not even close. They did Purdue no favors at all. Purdue's range of potential outcomes is the widest of any of the teams. They could win the whole thing. Clearly, they're good enough to do that. Or they could go out in the second round against the winner of Memphis and Florida Atlantic. Either of which, but especially Memphis, is a matchup problem for Purdue because of their athleticism. And Memphis has got an NBA point guard. So, they didn't help Purdue at all. The Duke is in that region. I think more people are picking Duke to win that region than Purdue. They've got Marquette, the Big East regular season and tournament champion in that region. And Purdue has already played and beaten Marquette and Duke this year. So that's no favors done to that number one seed.
All right. Hey, I want to talk to you about some coaching stuff going on. It sounds like, are you kind of on the Rick Pitino to St. John's thing? Do you think that's going to happen?
That's what we're all hearing. So I guess so, yeah. I mean, you got to get through the NCAA tournament first. But
right.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely outcome for him.
What are you
His
hearing?
name was attached to every Big East job.
Well, okay. I want to hit you about another one of those. What are you hearing about Georgetown? Is it Ed Cooley from Providence?
Maybe, but why? I mean, Georgetown is a big name from the 80s and hasn't really been that much since. Not since John Thompson retired, anyway. So, that's a major rebuild. And he's got a pretty good thing going at Providence. So let's just throw so much money at him, he can't walk away from it. The other name you hear thrown about is Micah Shrewsbury at Penn State. And again, I would ask why. He's going to get a good job and probably a better job than Georgetown if he's a little bit patient.
So
maybe next year, but if he's patient, you get a better job.
I think Penn State pays him. Ed Cooley could probably pay him more. The reason I'm asking you this is because I've been hearing stuff running around here, and Lobo fans kind of worried. Well, if Providence opens, and that's Richard Pitino's alma mater, and would he be up for that job? And I mean, I don't know. I think anybody who's got a coach they like should probably be a little nervous right around this time of year when the carousel starts spinning.
Yeah, and I mean, if your alma mater calls you, that's a big pull, right?
Yes.
So. Yeah, I mean, that would be certainly a legitimate. I don't know that if Rich is in a hurry to run to someplace else otherwise, but if the alma mater calls,
and it's always a money thing too. All right, Jerry Palm's with us just for a few more minutes here on the Sports Animal this morning.
Jerry, is there a player that you think is going to burst onto the scene that the nation will learn about this weekend?
Ooh, interesting. Well, it could be Max Aceman.
Yeah.
And we learned a little bit about him 2 years ago, but he could be the one. But I think it's more likely going to be Tucker DeVries
from Drake.
Of Drake. That's if Drake has the kind of success that they can have in this tournament with the draw that they got, because their second game would be most likely Indiana. And obviously Trace Jackson Davis is a bit of a problem, but that's a winnable game. You don't know what Indiana you're going to get. I think Tucker DeVries could be the guy that, from a smaller school that you haven't really heard much about. And if it's not him, it might be Ace Baldwin, or maybe he's going by Adrian now at VCU, their best player. He's terrific.
All right, I got to run this by you. Gonzaga has been playing really well the last month and a half. I think they're healthy, and I think they run into a UCLA team that's not healthy in the round of 16. And as much as I love UCLA, could this be the year Gonzaga finally gets something done there? It's like they're not playing out of total anonymity, but they're not playing out of a 1 or a 2 seed, and nobody's really talking about them. And I kind of like them this year.
I picked them for the Final Four.
So did
Actually, did the championship game.
Yeah, me too.
So, I like the way they finished this season. From the loss at St. Mary's on, they were a different team. And their backcourt's playing better. And, because Drew Timmy's Drew Timmy, right? You know what you're getting there. But that backcourt has really played a lot better. And that's really been the thing that was holding them back this year. But they've really come together well. They look very dangerous going into this tournament.
Jerry, last one for me for you. Is there a 13 or lower seed that could put a scare into someone?
I picked Louisiana to beat Tennessee. and that's more about Tennessee than Louisiana. But Tennessee just is struggling to function offensively. They're a very good defensive team, but they're really struggling to function offensively without Zig Ziegler, their point guard, and they're not going to be in the tournament long, whether they get by Louisiana or not. It's just hard to imagine they can put enough offense together to last very long in the NCAA tournament.
What about Kent State? They can score. Indiana's been up and down, win one, lose one, and I think they've been inconsistent down the stretch.
Yeah, Kent State's coached by a former Indiana assistant, too. Rob Senderoff was there with Kelvin Sampson during all that mess. So there might be a little bit of want to in that coaching staff at Kent State, a little more than usual. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes there. But, that's another one that's possible.
I love everything you said today. I always do. My favorite thing that you said is what you didn't say. JJ, well, when you picked the 12-5 upsets, the one you didn't pick was San Diego State getting bounced, which made me very happy.
Actually, I like them in the Sweet 16.
So do I.
So, I like San Diego State. They're going to have to bring their defense.
And they usually do.
I'll
tell you, they always do. They just got to be able to score. And that's when they go back east. Remember, the last time they went back east, they got beat by Florida Gulf Coast. That was the year Florida Gulf Coast.
Been that long. Yeah, Dunk City. I remember that.
Yeah, and that was when Florida Gulf Coast beat them in Georgetown and made that run and got Andy Enfield that job. And I know their fans are really upset. They win the league. They get a 5 seed, and they're the one Mountain West team that gets shipped to the East Coast. But whatever, man. Stop with the excuses. Go win. Their plane got delayed because the president was in San Diego. JJ, they had to sit around on the tarmac because they shut down the airspace for Air Force One to get out of there. So all right. Read him every day over on CBS Sports and CBSSports.com. You can follow him on the Twitter. It's at JP Palm CBS. We'll catch you next week. Are you traveling next week?
Louisville.
You got time? You got time for a little less next week?
Oh, of course.
All right, we'll find you next week. Always appreciate the conversation. Enjoy the hoops.
All right, thanks.
See you, Jerry. Jerry Palm from CBSSports.com. He's the best. He's like, well, I like a lot of the 12-5s. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. He left them alone.
Charleston, nope.
He left them alone. All right, you want to give away those tickets to go see Snoop?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Steph, what number you want? The number's 505-246-0610. Call now, 505-246-0610. Stephanie will take your call and call a number.
I say caller 6.
We'll win those tickets, a pair of tickets to go see Snoop. Caller 6 right now at 505-246-0610. You win 2 tickets to go see Snoop, courtesy of Steph and your good friends here at The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With your coverage from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling, and we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos.
All right, I always appreciate Jerry coming on, man. He is about the best there is. What do you think of Gonzaga? Am I just too high on Gonzaga this year?
No. They're my 3.
Are they?
Yes.
So, Steph, when he says they're my 3, JJ and I are in a pool, and it's different than just like filling out a bracket. So this is, it's called the greatest pool ever assembled, right?
Assemble!
and it goes, so instead of just picking the bracket and filling out your bracket, you pick one team off of every seed line. So you know how there's 4 1s, 4 2s, 4 other way. So you pick one team, you pick a 16, and you pick a 13 and 5, right? And then you get one wild card. So you get 17 teams. And as they advance, you get the amount of points. So if your 5 seed wins, you get 5 points.
Okay.
And if they win the next game, they get 5 points. The second weekend, the number doubles. So if your 13 keeps winning,
Ooh, yes.
you go 13, then you get 26, and right, and so it's points, and it's
Okay, that's
just
interesting.
different than watching your brackets, and you're
That's
out.
fun.
JJ finished last 1 year.
Yes.
And he won money for it.
Wow.
I'm like famous now.
You
I'm
won-
like famous.
You won for that, though,
because
didn't
I
you?
finished last place. Like it's the thing you don't live down.
It's
I'm like
I didn't try to
Albuquerque
finish
famous.
last place.
it might be in the notes that just came out. It might be in the notes. It's actually really cool. It's just a different way to look at it.
It's a fun way to look at it. It's already hard, man.
Right,
Putting
because
brackets together.
what if your teams that you pick get knocked out right away? Then you're just like bummed out.
Well, then
So
you
it
look
makes
at your
it
other thing.
funner.
Finished in last
Yeah, so
place.
it makes it fun
you
to
don't-
have another game go on.
Then you donate and you go to a casino to try to win your money back.
Because of
Start-
slot machine.
and you start chasing. And you get
That might
deeper and
happen
deeper.
early because my wild card is West Virginia, and so they play the first game of the day. So you might, if you're hanging out with us at Sandia today, of course we'll be at
That's
Sandia
interesting,
Sports
dude.
Bar from 10 to 1.
10
So
to
right after the show, we'll be over there. But you might see me just trying to win some money back.
So why it's an interesting
All sad.
it's an interesting strategy. So I always pick a wild card that I think can make a run to the second weekend. You think West Virginia can get through Alabama?
That's my wild card.
Okay, no, I'm down. I just didn't understand the strategy. That's why I asked.
Just trying to get some early points
All right,
on the board, and if it is
I like
major
West Virginia
upset,
to win.
Alabama. Now it was a walk on, but the story came out there was another. player
There's
there.
a fourth guy
It's like
involved.
at some
in the
point,
shooting.
like this is going to get to this team, right? Just like everyone looking over their shoulder. Brandon Miller, their star freshman, that is at the center of this. Now he
So
did
can
not
Arizona
murder
get
anyone,
to the Sweet Six, to the Final Four, and get through?
but Brandon Miller
Yeah.
now has armed security with him now.
Yes. Everywhere he goes, it's the guy that was
Wow.
involved in the shooting. He's the one
Oh,
who brought the gun to
gotcha,
the guy who
gotcha.
killed the woman,
Okay,
allegedly.
yeah, that makes sense.
Give me a minute, by the way, before the music, if you would, please. Just
I'm
kind
going
of
to be starting
the
it
cue.
here in like 20.
But we'll hit that. All right. When we come back, we're going to reset you on the tournament. And I got thoughts on Level basketball, and I know you're upset, and I got a lot of emails to read and a lot of texts. But the question is, let down or beat down, and we'll get into that. John Thomas Jewelers is custom made jewelers. They do more custom jewelry in a week than most jewelers do in a year because they do it right here. They are my jeweler. If you are looking for that beautiful piece, that perfect gift, you're looking to make her your wife, get a custom ring at John Thomas Jewelers. Go in. They will walk you through the construction of her perfect ring, the band, the cut of the diamond, the shape of the diamond, the size of the diamond, all the detail on it. They are the absolute best. They're the only preferred jeweler in Albuquerque, and they offer a lifetime free nationwide warranty on every piece. They are on the 3rd floor of the Lewis University building, right there across from Coronado Mall, just south of Manal. They're my jeweler. They should be yours. Look at them online, johnthomasjewelers.com. If you can dream it, they can make it. Go see them.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Oh, was stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12.
Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the three. First basket of the night.
To back it out.
Look at this deep three.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stephenson 2-on-1, gets up, gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes the three. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, he made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a three, and that's what he does. A three for Demaclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a three, and it'll count at the buzzer. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or
best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. Don't sweat the technique. This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, A. Marie Castillo, and JJ Buck. The technique.
Season ends for Lobo basketball. Ladies go tonight, JJ. You'll have the call over on News Radio KKOB. Lobo women in the WNIT. They will play Northern Arizona out of the Big Sky. Now do you listen to me when I say just don't look past them? I sat here yesterday and told you, Lobo fan, you're already planning on 3 games. Where are they going to play the home game? Are they going to go out to Rio Rancho next week to play the third game and then before they go to Vegas? And I'm like, easy. Like, please don't look past this team out of the WAC that won the WAC this year, that lost in the WAC semifinals on a 4-point play in the last few seconds, a bonkers, silly, stupid, ridiculous play. I don't know if the Lobos looked past them. I know you all did. And now it's an uncomfortable morning. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Steph is in for A. Marie this morning. Thanks for being here today. We've already given away Snoop tickets. We'll do it again tomorrow. What time do you want to do it tomorrow? What time should we give away Snoop tickets tomorrow?
Have we done it in the 9?
We haven't done it in the 7 yet.
Doing the 7 o'clock.
All right, you want to do it at 7:41 tomorrow?
Let's do it.
7:41 tomorrow. If you're with us. What? Why are
You did
looking
it so good. It's awesome.
I don't know.
But quick correction though. I think you said that the game was going to be on KKOB. It's actually over here on Sports Animal. It's on my clock over here.
Is that right? I guess it says it right here too on this one. You've been telling me over on KKOB all week.
I don't know. We better double check.
Yeah, we better, because I've been told all week because we got NCAA tournament, so I heard you were going to be over there.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I better double check.
All right. Well,
good call.
Yeah. No, thanks for that, and let's make sure we get the right information out there.
2 different stories.
Yeah, 2 totally different stories, in fact. All right. So you guys are in on the Lobos. I asked you let down or beat down, right? And I think the answer can be both. Was there a letdown? I don't know. Jared was telling me that they walked in the pit and the energy wasn't there and it's not what they were used to. And I'll tell you, 6,000 in the pit is a big deal for Utah Valley and a letdown for New Mexico, right? Straight up. Probably maybe the biggest crowd they played in all year, Utah Valley. Yeah. Potentially.
This is something that absolutely steamrolled into a letdown. Slow start. Offensively, you're not able to get any rhythm if you're the Lobos. And we know everything for this team this season functioned through the offense. It helped them get stops. when they got out in transition, they had a different energy to their team. And then you went against a squad that was very good at shutting down the paint, and that's where the Lobos want to start. And it rolled downhill.
Steph, you got confirmation Lobo women are going to be on the Sports Animal?
Yes, on Sports Animal.
Okay, yeah, we've been telling people all week.
So I was told earlier in the week.
I know. Everybody thought it was over there.
All right, so it's on the Sports Animal, so you will not get NCAA. Tonight, there'll be a window where you get JJ instead of you get the NCAA. So that'll be right here. Just listen to JJ. Just listen to JJ. All right, you got a lot of opinions. You're coming in at 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. That's both the email and the 377 Brewery hotline. You can send, that's both the text line and the Brewery hotline, 377 Brewery hotline. You can send emails. Jeff at sportsanimalaBQ.com, JJ at sportsanimalaBQ.com. All right, let me read you some opinions, JJ. Text line. Perhaps the Lobo fans' opinion of the team is massively inflated, and see other team was just on another level. So, I will. There's two things. Utah Valley's not on another level in Lobos. Okay, Utah Valley is on. I will tell you on the same level as the Lobos, and I watched them last night beat you pretty handily in your building. They're not on a lower level than you as much as you may want to think so. Was Lobo fans' opinion of this team massively inflated, as that email says?
No, because you don't go into a game. Vegas had the Lobos as a 5.5-point favorite at home. They don't do that just to do that.
I agree. But I will tell you this. I do think the 14-0 start inflated expectations, but just how good the team was. Look, they're good. They were the sixth best team in their league, man. You are what your record says you are. They didn't finish tied for fifth. They didn't finish a game out of fifth. They were 2 games behind San Jose State. Now, you can sit here and tell me, and I agree with you, I think they're better than San Jose State. San Jose State played on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
San Jose State got to the semifinals? Quarterfinals. What happened to San Jose State? Who'd they play in the first round? No, they beat Nevada.
Nevada in overtime.
Yeah, they lost in the semifinals of the conference tournament. Yeah.
But that is true. I think the expectations for this team, this program, were accelerated. But the level they were playing at, it allowed them to compete. Because they lost those games, but they didn't get blown out by Nevada or San Diego State. Those were buzzer beaters. And so as frustrating as the other defensive performances were, when this team was playing to their level, they could play with anyone not named Utah State.
And they did.
Yep.
And they did. I mean, they lost 2 buzzer beaters to Nevada. They beat San Diego State and lost on a buzzer beater. They beat Boise State and split with them. So, yeah, look, I'm not telling you they're massively inferior, but I will tell you they were the 5th or 6th best team in this league. So does that mean fans thought of them was inflated? Potentially. This text says, this is not a Pitt game. Lobo basketball has been 5-5 at the Pitt in the last 10 games. You lose a lot in your loud building. Pitt more like Money Pit. The building is as overrated as the team. The building's not overrated. Now, I mean, can you lose in there? Is the home court advantage overrated? Well, I'll have that conversation. The building's not overrated. The building was so damn good this year. The building's not overrated. I've been in a lot of college basketball arenas. I know you have too. Building's not overrated. Now, is it overrated as a comfortable viewing place with all the amenities? Yeah, it's never been said to be that. No, like everybody who comes in, look at the ESPN guys. ESPN doesn't do games out of the Pit because Fox and CBS have the rights. And so last night, because it was a NIT game and ESPN had the rights, you had guys coming back in who hadn't been here for 3 years going, God, it's so good to be back here. I forgot how great this was. Like everybody, they don't have to rave about the Pit simply because it's the Pit. Like, You can tell me that the home court advantage isn't what it needs to be. You can tell me they're not winning at the clip that you want them to. JJ, I will not buy. I've been to a lot of places and been covering basketball here for 26, 27 years. The Pit is not overrated.
It is not.
I mean, it's just not. All right, this was a good season. Should not even be an argument. It's undeniable more wins equals a better season. postseason appearance. I don't even know what that means. Equals a better season.
Appearance.
Oh, appearance. So this is probably voice to text. Postseason appearance equals a better season. I think that's right, man. It was a good season with a bummer of an ending. Jeff, I don't know what the fans want. A losing record this first year and year 2, 20-plus wins. Fans need to calm down, enjoy level basketball, and let's not run out another coach. It's from Chris. I think this coach gets it.
Ran off a coach.
Yeah, what coach did you run off? I mean, I love that too. What coach did you run off?
I thought they did so good. I thought, because I've never been a big fan of basketball,
Yeah.
and I kind of was thrown into it because someone needed to do the games. But I gained a love that I never honestly would have given the time if I just turned on the TV. They made it fun and interesting, and I've actually tried to watch an NBA game, and I can't. I like the college, I like the high school, and I don't know, maybe I'm just biased, but
You're an old soul.
I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm used to not winning all the time. I'm used to the great season and the build up and then the fall. So I'm used to that. So it was nothing for me, but as a new fan, I mean, I loved it. And I'm almost in my 50s, so I'm
No.
I became an older fan, but it's fun. My kids are annoyed by it because they're like, when did you like basketball all of a sudden? I was like, I don't know, but they made it very fun. They made it exciting. I made it as I'm not even their parent, but as a parent, proud to see these guys play so great together. It was just it was like watching them dance sometimes, romantically, they could just read each other without saying it. I mean, it was really a great season, and I guess I got a great season to fall in love with it because apparently they
That was
hadn't
fun.
done this.
Well, the
great,
personalities
but-
were fun, right? The
Yeah.
personalities, and I think a lot of time, when they're good, you learn the personality. There was a guy. There wasn't a guy that, I mean, some of you don't like Jalen House, but there wasn't somebody to not like, right? The coach is likable. Udeze, everybody loved.
Right? Even the guys you didn't see that much, Sebastian,
He's a great personality.
Apple,
right.
is it
Apple
Apple
Hans,
Hans?
right.
All of them, they were just so. I liked enjoying, even if they were only on there for 30 seconds. They were great.
Yeah. No, JJ, Alec was just lovable. House was a great personality. There's nobody who doesn't like Mashburn, right? And then, it's hard not to like Javonte Johnson. There were, to your point on Sebastian Forsling. Yeah, all of that is right. I just think it was a really fun team to enjoy, and you had a ride. And I'm going to go back to the hungry thing, JJ. I tell you this. This fan base was starving, and they got something to grip onto with Lowell basketball, and they got something just to kind of get into and enjoy and bite on, and then they wanted more, man. Then they wanted more, and I get where it comes from. I understand that you love this, and it was a bummer of an ending, man. It was a bummer the way it ended, but it was a good year. It was a good year. All right, when we come back, let's get into the NFL stuff because yesterday was what a day. What a day. Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Jet. He's not a Jet yet. What makes that happen? How does that happen? We'll dive into a whole lot of that stuff. And what's it worth? What's on the table? What would you take? Is there a chance it doesn't happen? Yes, there is. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
My name is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at U.S. Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with U.S. Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with U.S. Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what?
Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I guess we can't stop talking about it until they figure out how to get him to the Jets. Is there a scenario? There isn't, right? Although I wish there was. Where the Packers just say, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not taking your lousy 4th-round pick and a couple of hot dogs and a Yoo-hoo for Aaron Rodgers. right? You don't get to send over 3 street Knishes and dirty dogs. Like that's not how this is going to work. We want, in what you said earlier, a first and a third this year and a second next year, and you can have Aaron Rodgers. Well, he's not going to play for you. That's fine. He can sit his ass on the beach, as far as I'm concerned.
Said he was 90% retired.
Yeah.
Or going into the cave.
So
you can be 100%.
Let me ask. Okay, that leads me to my next question. But to your, let's deal with the first thing first. Is there a scenario you see where they just say, "Yeah, we're not taking that garbage for it," and Aaron can cry all he wants and go on Pat McAfee and call us all the damn names he wants. We're getting, while we know we're not getting market value, we're going to get some value for this after all the crap you put us through.
Yes,
I'd love it. God, I would love that.
It's not multiple first-round picks. It's not. If you're the Jets, like we're talking about best case scenario, it's a 2-year window that you're getting above average good quarterback play, bordering on what you hope is really good for 2 years from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And yes, it's the only team negotiating, so you don't want to end up negotiating against yourself. But it's like at the most, if I'm the Jets, it's 1 first-round pick.
So on the other side of the coin, the sign that says blank, if I'm the Jets, should I be concerned that I'm dealing with this crap again this time next year? A guy was 90% retired. So he went into the darkness, and he was like 90%, dude. What's 90%? That's everything but like your left foot, right? I mean, you're in 90%, everything from the ankle down on my left foot. Otherwise, I was retired. How do I go from 90% retired to 100% in and committed to my new team? Why do you need to be concerned? That's a hell of a transformation.
Well, they to get this far,
yeah,
they got the answer they liked when they sat down with Aaron Rodgers.
And Aaron said they were there from about 2 till 6. Oh, well, the sun went down, and it was before daylight savings. So the sun went down around 6, and they got there about 2. So, see, they were wrong. What's her name? Diana Rossini. She was wrong. All right, so they sat there for 4 hours, 5 hours, maybe 6. Had some wine, cheese, whatever they had. Aaron's good, dude. Aaron's smart. Aaron's good. Aaron's polished. Aaron's going to convince you whatever you want to hear. And I have no idea. I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to tell you, if I'm the Jets, there's a little bit of a concern. And that's why I'm afraid to give up what the Packers are going to ask. All right, so you just told me what the Packers, you would accept from the Packers end, right? You said a first and a third this year and a second next year. From the Jets' angle, what are you willing to give up? Okay, so you're good with that? That's where you would settle? No more? You'd love less, right? You concerned that, because now you got to re-sign him. Right? He's got 1 year left, doesn't he? Right? He's got this year at $60 million, $59.5 million, whatever the number is. You're not concerned that you're dealing with this crap again next year, because I am. Because he's him.
Yeah, you can never assume you're not going to deal with something with Aaron Rodgers in the offseason.
Here's going to be the other piece. This is going to get prickly as hell. There's going to be a love fest with Aaron initially. The New York media is going to come in. I mean, there's no smaller market in NFL than Green Bay, Wisconsin. There's no smaller market in professional sports in America at the major league level than Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, yes, it encompasses Milwaukee, and it's the entire state. It's not New York, dude. And New York media loves to prey on their athletes. This is going to be Laker-esque, don't you think? The weekly press conferences, and especially when they lose, because here's the other piece of this. Jet fan is over the moon, and you should be, because you've had nothing to be over the moon about. I still think they're the third best team in their division. I think the Bills are better, and I think Miami's better. And when they start losing games, like to me, best case scenario, they go 10-7 and slip into the 6th or 7th wild card. Now we'll see, but they're going to lose games. How's that going to play with Aaron and the New York media? This is going to be special. This is going to be special when it happens. And he'll be Aaron, and he'll talk to Pat McAfee on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, whatever the hell the day is. But this is going to be cute. You think I'm wrong?
No. That's kind of like what New York prides themselves on.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Like, we're the real media. We're the real town.
That's right.
Tell it like it is.
That's right. That's right.
And even at Aaron Rodgers, the expectations, they're like, why would you do it if you're going to be 10-7? Because you just want a chance to compete. I just keep going back to, if you're just going to sit there and look at Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes, and be like,
I'm fine with that.
I'm not saying you, but that's a big narrative. Then everyone else
stop playing football.
Forfeit for the next 10 years, 12 years. Just let's watch 17 games, Kansas City, Cincinnati. It'd probably be better than watching what you do see there a lot of times.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. From there. Then let's stop playing football. The Bills feel like they're on the cusp. Everybody, like the Chargers, feel like they're on the cusp. The Raiders are getting better. Jacksonville's getting better. And at some point, it's going to run its course, right? But Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes are very young. They're still going into their prime. So, yeah, but fine. You got a guy, go compete, man. You know, they keep losing pieces. At some point, Travis Kelce isn't going to be there anymore, and Andy Reid might say no, and there's going to be injuries. I got no problem with him going to the AFC. I mean, do we all agree the easier path is the NFC? And we always
it wasn't for him last year.
Well, he couldn't make the playoffs last year.
I know.
He didn't make the damn playoffs. The year before, he was the 1 seed, and they lose in the first round. So how does it get worse than being the 1 seed and scoring 3 points at home in the first round of the playoffs? I'll tell you how. Don't make the freaking playoffs, and all you got to do is win a game at home against Detroit in the final game, and you don't do it. Like, with all due respect, and Aaron Rodgers is good, and Aaron Rodgers is competitive. You guys, I'm not going to lie, man. There's 5, 6, 7 better other quarterbacks I'd rather have for the next 2 years. If you're telling me his window is 2 years, there's at least 7 quarterbacks out there, and one might be available that I would have rather had for the next 2 years. Lamar Jackson is one of them. I'd rather have Mahomes and Burrow and Allen, and I love Herbert, and you might even convince me on Trevor Lawrence. I mean, there's not a ton. I'm not telling you he's not good. I'm not. Please don't hear that. I'm just telling you. He's won 1 Super Bowl. They've got to the 1 seed, and what have they done? And you can say it's a team sport, and you're 100% right. But he's the quarterback of the offense that scored 3 freaking points at home in the first round of the playoffs. He's the quarterback that had his team on the field against the Detroit Lions, a nice team with a bad defense. True? Detroit.
Yes.
And could not win a game to get into the playoffs. I mean, everybody tells me, all right, you got 1 game. I got Aaron Rodgers. They're at home. They're at Lambeau. I feel good about that. And they didn't win. What's he winning, guys? He's making $60 million a year. He is the highest drama player we've seen in the league since Brett Favre. I mean, we talk diva receivers, and it's everybody else's fault. And I told Schefter to lose my number. And this, what's her name? This Diana Rossini, whatever. And yeah, okay, dude. And good for him, because when you get to the point where you get to beat to your own drum, or dance to the beat of your own drum. And when you get to create the music, and when you get to create the narrative, and you get everybody chasing him, like, he's in a unique spot that very few get to. Like, good for him. But when it comes right down to what am I buying? I'm buying a quarterback. I'm hungry, aren't I? I'm the Jets. My best quarterback since 1969 has been Chad Pennington. I keep swinging and missing on quarterbacks, and now I get to make a splash in the biggest market in America. Reality? You're getting a splash with a guy who's a record-setting quarterback, who's an MVP-level quarterback, who's won 1 Super Bowl, and what's his playoff record over the last bunch of years? It's not that damn good. And he's not getting younger, but you got a guy. Look, man, to me, is it worth it? Might be worth it at the box office. It might be worth it to make you relevant. Is it worth it to get you? I will sit here and I will be stunned if they're playing deep in the playoffs and certainly in the Super Bowl next year.
I don't have high expectations for the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers. I understand why you'd even do it for 2 years of Aaron Rodgers, because for some reason the NFL is scared of overly committing to Lamar Jackson, but they're all in on 2 years at Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. All right. How do you feel? I mean, am I just high on this? Everybody's chasing Aaron Rodgers around. I'd love to hear if you got a different opinion. I'm listening. When we come back, I got a lot of opinion on Lobo basketball, What do you do now? The season ended. How does that happen in the pit last night? And why I think once the raw emotion settles, your perspective may, I'm not going to tell you will, why I think your perspective will change on Lobo basketball after the season. That's when we return. You're in your car right now, huh? Or you just were. How'd it look? I know we're getting storms right now. It's getting dirtier, -2. I'm waiting for this next set of storms to go by. I even looked at the inside. I'm like, wow. I mean, all the crap that I've tracked in throughout the winter. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them take care of that. They will detail your vehicle. So that's inside, outside, under the seats. They're going to find some. I didn't even know some of the stuff that they pulled out. Like they put all the stuff they find in a little bag. I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? That was from my kid from like 8 years ago or whatever. Maybe I didn't have a car that long. You're going to have this vehicle for a long time. It's your second biggest investment. Protect it. They come to you to detail your vehicle. You don't go to them. What does that mean, Jeff? Well, you're busy. You're in the office. You got a couple hours while you're working? Yes, you do. They'll be in the parking lot, detail your vehicle. You get a text, go outside, and your vehicle looks, feels, and smells like the day you took it off the lot. Ask them about ceramic coating. It is the best way to protect your paint for years. They offer you a lifetime warranty. And with the summer coming and the UV rays here in New Mexico, so close to the sun, it protects your paint. They also offer a 10% discount to our military. Book online at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com. Or give them a call at 505-859-2859. That's 505-859-2859.
Too strong. It's going to be a rebound there by Brown. Brown gets it in. Bucket there by Alter.
Crossover for Jackson. Salas steals the rebound and finds a cutting Mitchell at the rim.
Great move.
It's almost even in the foul territory, and the Cueva looking to take advantage. Said Yates draws the foul, and one opportunity is said, gives the muscles down.
And it's 11-4, 38. Another turnover by Rio Grande. Montoya off the glass, up and in, back-to-back layups for the Demons.
Stolen away again by Valdez. Valdez going to bring it out.
Valdez has to have around 3 or 4 steals. 3 by Mays.
Bingo! That one rattles in for Alyssa Mays, and the All-District Player of the Year has 12. Penetrates, no foul called. Rodriguez lines one up and knocks down the 3. First basket of the night.
Back it out.
Look at this deep 3.
Wow! That was from NBA range.
What a steal. Stevison 2-on-1. Gets up. Gets it in.
He doesn't use it. Comes back out to Dominguez, who takes a 3. Boom! There's that man, Superman.
Turns, shoots off. Oh, wow. He made that.
Wow. That was crazy. That was a crazy shot.
Has everybody on him. Now he got open.
Open look for a 3, and that's what he does. A 3 for Dennerclaw. His first bucket of the game. And that's a 3, and it'll count at the buzzer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit.
So who's going to bust your bracket? Can the Mountain West change the narrative? I like the matchups for Utah State and Boise State. It's because they're playing a like opponent. So it's not going to be a game-changing script. Like Utah State's going to have to outshoot Missouri. There's 2 top 5 teams, an adjusted offense in the nation, and then for Boise State Northwestern, it's 2 top 15 teams and adjusted defense. So you're going to play a style that you're comfortable with. Those are essentially pick-em games in the 10-7 slot. And then San Diego State, despite the selection show that Sunday where everyone was on Charleston, it feels like the Aztecs, like that's Sweet 16. That team
Why
needs
is
to get
everybody
to
looking past Virginia, dude? That makes me so nervous. It's like if they get through this 12 seed in Charleston, somehow they're going to cruise through the 4 seed.
Beatable. Because the thing for San Diego State
is the same thing that Virginia does.
The same thing that Virginia does.
Yes.
And that gives me confidence. That's why I like Utah State and Boise State in their matchups. They don't have to play a style of basketball that they're not used to.
I hope so, man. I want you to be right so badly.
Yeah.
So the Aztecs thing, here's the difference.
Now, if they go super cold against Charleston, that could be a problem.
Well, that scares the hell out of me.
That team does shoot the 3.
Because the last time they went back east, they lost to Florida. Gulf Coast went cold. Brian Dutcher, their head coach, has never won a game in the NCAA tournament. You're like, what do you mean, Jeff? Well, they had the COVID year where they went 30-2. They got knocked out last year by Creighton in the first round. They lost the first round the year prior. All their wins were with Steve Fisher. And if they get through Charleston, they're going to, I think Virginia's going to beat Furman, although that's not a gimme either. But they're going to play a coach in Tony Bennett who won a national championship. And I do think at this time of the year, coaching matters. I thought Bobby Hurley did an unbelievable job with Steve Alford last night, but that wasn't about coaching. That wasn't X's and O's last night. That was Jimmy's and Joe's, man. That was boy, did Desmond Cambridge want to play last night against them? He was terrific. But that concerns me a bit, and I don't know if it should. And once you get over the hump, once Dutch gets one under his belt, I think I'll feel better about life. But yeah, that one concerns me. You think that's over concern?
No.
They got to figure it out, man. Dutch has to figure out a way to win.
12-5 is always the sexy upset pick, but all 4 of these 12-5 matchups are really
they're juicy,
good games.
Yeah, they're
usually there's one you might just be talking yourself into because not this year.
I know you're not as big on VCU as I am. I like VCU, and I really like Drake, and I can see so the Oral Roberts thing, and I'm right where Jerry is. If you'd have put Oral Roberts against the Aztecs, I'd have been nervous. If you'd have put Oral Roberts against Miami, I'd pick him. If you'd have picked Oral Roberts against St. Mary's, I'd pick him. And look, we could sit here tomorrow and you're like, Jeff, you're such an idiot. I'm really big on a lot of these Big Ten teams this year. I love the way Duke's playing down the stretch. I watched Duke come down, go through the ACC. I got Duke going deep, man. I got Duke taking out Purdue.
Yeah, Duke has a favorable draw because it's a busted Tennessee team.
Or Louisiana.
I think Purdue, along with Houston, depending on Marcus Sasser, their lead guard, and are primed for an early exit as 1 seeds. But all of a sudden, Kansas, Bill Self will not be with the team yet. He will not coach them today.
Against Howard.
It's
Howard's birthday today, too, so he's got a chance to beat. Did you know it's Howard's birthday, the guy who calls our show? He's got a chance to beat.
So maybe Howard will have something extra against Kansas.
Happy birthday, Howie. Would that be a gift?
And it wouldn't surprise me to see Purdue just go on a roll because Zach Edey is the National Player of the Year. Yeah, they have a young backcourt, but they have guard Smith.
They're really good.
That is a really good scoring punch.
So I filled out 2 brackets. My original bracket, I got them going out in the 16. And in my second bracket, I got them going and winning the whole thing. And it's just like Jerry said, they're that team who can go out earlier and win the whole damn thing. We're going to be at Sandia Casino Sports Bar. Come see us right after the show. JJ and I are going to go over there. We're going to sit around. We're going to watch hoops, maybe have a little lunch, enjoy the festivities over there. We're going to register people. We got stuff to give away from all in autographs, and we got a QR code to win, all kinds of restaurant stuff. So come out. This is your spot to go watch the games. JJ and I'll be out there until 1 o'clock today, right before the Aztec game, Steph. Then I got to go sit in my cave or something. Then I got to go sit.
You have a question I asked Jerry Palm. Outside of a 12, is there a team that you like? Like 13 on.
And he said, who is his 13? He said Louisiana to win. He liked Louisiana. Watch out for Kent State. And can I give you a double-digit seed I got going to the Sweet 16? Penn State. I got Penn State beating A&M and then beating Texas. I love the way they played. Wasn't on Penn State until and what's their stud's name?
Jalen Pickett.
Yeah, there's
so they got it. Takeover guy.
Yeah,
finished the season well.
I love the way they're playing. I got too many damn as I turned in my 1 through 16s. I got right in the middle there. I got way too many Big 12 or Big 10 teams.
Iowa, Illinois.
No, my 8 was who's my 8? It wasn't Arkansas. It wasn't Memphis.
Iowa?
It might have been Westward. No, not Maryland. Must have been Iowa. Yeah, it must have been Iowa. Yeah. Yeah, and I know I have Penn State as my 9, or as my 10, and that's how it is.
You have Illinois?
I don't think so. Who are the 9s? FAU, Illinois, Auburn, or West. I think it was West Virginia. Yeah. All right. Lobos lose yesterday. Let me get some of the correspondence. Larry sent this. He said, Jeff and JJ, the haterade being spilled all over your airways is sad. Calling the pit a money pit is just not true. The big picture is that Richard Pitino is building something. Marked improvement in year 2. It's okay to be bummed with the finish. Just don't go off the deep end. And that's all, and that it's all overrated. 15,000 that building is special atmosphere, and getting the fans back is huge for the future. Lobo fans relax and support them as they build. Look, he's a diehard Lobo guy, right? Diehard Lobo guy. Dean says, good morning, guys. Do you think there will be a coaching change as far as assistants for the Lobos? Who's the defensive coordinator, so to speak, or is it just player recruitment? Thank you, as always. So, JJ, we've had this conversation a lot. Do you feel that the defensive issues were more scheme or more personnel? And I think it was personnel. Like, they're going to play man-to-man defense as their base defense. And like Richard told us on this show, man-to-man defense is not some junk defense. They have small guards. Now, we're both saying, wow, is Mash and House coming back? Well, if they do, you still have the same issue on the perimeter, don't you? Yeah. Dent's not a big guy. Now, Dent defends. House defends. So what's the issue, right?
Personnel.
It's personnel. You're gonna get a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" athletic swing to guard. And Javonte did a really, as good a job as he could. You're gonna get someone in that spot that's gonna be able to guard bigs and littles, right? Instead of putting Josiah Alec and Matt Bradley, now you're gonna have a guy who looks like, let me just say like a Sean Bairstow kind of a guy at Utah State, a guy who looks like that to go and defend, right, and make it difficult. Maybe you'll get 2 of those. Maybe it's going to be Toppin, right, as a freshman.
Toppin, Webb,
right,
transfer,
Webb, yeah,
guy on the wings. Defensive center would help a lot because
a rim protector.
You get on the perimeter. There's your help defense inside.
Yeah.
The one thing with Alec and Udeze is the effort was there, but they weren't good post defenders when it came to help side defense coming over blocking shots, and that could help. But I think the challenge is, I don't like the fact that you don't have a shooting threat at the 4 or 5. That really hurts.
And we thought when Alec won the 3-point contest in the preseason, and he shot. I don't think he shot a 3 in the last.
Udeze got the ball at the free throw line.
He would not
and
shoot
play
a jump
off.
shot. Yeah, he would not shoot outside of 4 or 5 feet. Yeah, he won't shoot facing the basket. Yeah, I think that was a big issue. Yeah. All right, you guys called for Jason yesterday. You got him. Jason's living in the 808. Says, act like you've been there before. Good morning, OD. The time difference in the 808 is rough, but I was fortunate enough to be tuned in on YouTube to hear a Lobo fan call myself and Jerome out. Lobo fan was beating its collective chest about the possibility of a deep NIT run and felt the need to call out other fan bases and fans, which is comical considering this is an NIT appearance. In my best Allen Iverson voice, NIT, we're talking about NIT. You almost wanted to tell Lobo Fan, act like you've been here before, but I submit Lobo Fan has been here before. Being the higher seed in a tournament, then losing, building a lead, then coming from ahead to lose, beating a ranked opponent one game, only to lose to a terrible team the next. But we can now add being the last undefeated in the country, only to be in the NIT. Lobo Fan has been here before. You can't spell National Invitation Tournament without UNM. The NIT and UNM are so simpatico that the NIT sends cards to UNM basketball every year like a dentist sends you "we miss you" cards if it's been too long between visits. When it comes to acting like you've been here before, maybe this is why Lobo Basketball and Lobo Fan are the group that celebrates NIT banners, regular season victories, and talks more than it wins. Team talk too much. Now I will take my own advice and act like I've been here before, and listen to Lobo Fan cry while watching other teams make tournament runs, or tell all who will listen, wait until next year. Ah, yes, we've been here before. At least you all have that grand unveiling of the 20th NIT banner at UCCU Arena. That's where UVU plays their home games. While Aggie Fan awaits a new hoops coach. Crimsonly, Jason, P.S. Next up will be my state of Aggie hoops and honest assessment. Can I tell you how much I miss his emails? like you don't have to like the takes, but he crafts good emails, does he not?
Yes, he does.
He thinks well, he writes well, and go ahead and respond to that because you asked for it. You did call him out yesterday. You did, Lobo Fan, you did call out Aggie Fan by name, Jason and Jerome. Where you been? You did. So you got him. I got more for you. And as we wrap this thing up and get you ready for NCAA hoops, a couple last-minute pieces of news going into the tournament, update you on the latest to affect your brackets. I don't know if you can go in and make a change before, but just some injury news. Hey, do you know 90% of all the information that goes to your brain goes through your eyes? It's true. And if your eyes don't work well, you're kind of struggling, especially here at a high altitude. Contacts don't work well. Can I suggest you call and get a hold of Dr. Stephen Coleman at Coleman Vision? I had LASIK. He's been specializing in treating astigmatism with LASIK since 1998. Myself, I had a high degree of astigmatism. That's why I went to see him, although I didn't know what I had. That's what I had. And I had my LASIK done 20 years ago. It's still life-changing. It still has changed my life. He uses cutting-edge technology. In fact, Dr. Coleman played a significant part in testing the technology that's used not only here, but around the world. That's why people come from everywhere to Albuquerque to go to Coleman Vision, to the best, to get their LASIK done. Any given day you'll walk in there, you'll see all walks of life. Me to you to insurance people to athletes to teachers to doctors to whatever. It is the best place, period. The best atmosphere. And by far, Dr. Coleman is at the top of this field. And by the way, you're really going to like him. Call Coleman Vision, make an appointment, go online and take a look at what they do. It's 505-821-8880. 505-821-8880 or online at colemanvision.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Check it out. What is it? It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early. I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2999. 2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean.
You called him out yesterday. What do you want him to do? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Stephanie, thanks for being with us on The Sports Animal today. The Sports Animal. Text line is open at 505-246-0610. The Sports Animal 377 Brewery Hotline, 505-246-0610. Big talk, the text line says. Big talk from an Aggie who has no team, no coach, no program. They don't even have a radio station that does their broadcasts. Well, oh, that's true. They don't have a team right now. They don't have a coach. I mean, they have a program, but it's kind of dormant. They have a radio station, but not in Albuquerque that does their games. This one says, my perspective regarding UNM basketball has not changed. After its team's late season meltdown, it remains the same. Win, and I'll pay attention to it. Lose, and I'll forget. Okay. That same number says, fix your text system. All right. I got your text, man. I got it. Terry says, sorry, Jeff, I picked Gonzaga to beat Alabama in the finals. Not good for you. Last year I had Kentucky cutting down the nets. Is that bad that in most of my pools, although not the one I just turned in today, have Alabama getting beat by Gonzaga in the final?
No.
All right, Mud says these so-called fans want Pitino to be gone. Who do they want back, Paul Weir or Noodles? This is Coach Pitino's second year, Bofos.
Dude, no one said they wanted.
I didn't hear anybody say get rid of this coach. I didn't hear one
criticism
person
does not mean you want someone to go away.
Yeah. I did not hear one person say they want to get rid of this coach. Not one. Now, I heard people say that you got to make changes on defense and what are they going to do. I didn't hear one person tell me. That doesn't mean nobody's out there, but I haven't heard that. Gopher says, Hammer's in. Does that mean we get a Friday Hammerho? Are you in tomorrow, Steph? We don't know, huh? Maybe we get a Friday Hammerho. I don't know. Less of Jeff and JJ, more of Stephanie. That's from Gus. That might be a good idea. Yeah.
Agree.
Gus also said, spring break, Jeff, how much was the lack of energy in the build because the students are not on campus this week? The youngest person in the student section was my buddy Snake. So let me just give you a perspective on this. And I know that you guys are not happy with the pit crowd, the size yesterday, and it was announced at 6,803, I believe was the number, right? And you guys have to understand, so on a 3 or 4 day sale, and everybody's got to rebuy. So all the season ticket holders, and I think there's like 10, 11,000 of them. You got to get back in everybody's pocket. Do you know that it was the largest round one? There were 16 games in the NIT. And as disappointed as you might have been in the crowd, do you know it was the largest NIT crowd by about 1,500 fans? 6,803 here. Vanderbilt had 5,290. Rutgers had 5,017. Nobody else had over 5,000. That includes Michigan, Cincinnati, Wisconsin, Clemson, Florida, Oregon. There were 2,431 at Oregon. You've got to – it's a different perspective on the NIT than it is on a regular game. As disappointed as you might have been, and Jared said he was there, and the place just didn't feel the same. It didn't feel like San Diego State. The NIT, it's just always different. You got a 3-day sale, and you're trying to sell people on a Tuesday night against an opponent. Like I told you yesterday, you guys, as fans, you weren't fired up about this opponent, right? So I think you got to be a little bit. You put that one into perspective. But again, perspective is really hard when emotion is raw. Rod said NMSU in Vegas in March, Jefferson. If this was the last week at Orleans, an NMSU team got blew out of the built like that by that team, Lobo fans would be laughing and asking, how did you lose to that rubbish team? There's no doubt, right?
Yeah.
If New Mexico State would have got beat by Utah Valley, Lobo fan would be laughing at them. How do you lose to a crappy team like that? No. Dan says 6,803. The built look as full as other 10 to 11,000 announced crowds this season. How bad are those inflated? I don't know.
No, it was a difference.
AC says, so maybe UNM's closer to a WAC, closer to the WAC than they are Mountain West. Say they'd be third or fourth in the WAC. All right. Thanks to Jerry Palm. He was with us. Steph, thanks for stepping in.
Thank you for having me.
You here tomorrow? Maybe?
Tune in and find out.
All right, we're going over to San Diego Casino Sports Bar. Me and JJ, come hang out with us. Tournament starts, and it's on the air next. You get hoops all day. Enjoy the hoops all day. JJ's got women's basketball. What time?
6:30.
NIT. Lobos and NAU. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you out at the San Diego Casino Sportsbook. See you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future, get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine. Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes. Wait, what? Seth?
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.